You don't need to worry.
Ready to go somewhere else? Okay, well, we've checked out of Lake Kissimmee State Park and we're heading to Highlands Hammock
State Park,
which is in Sebring, Florida. So we don't have any cell phone service out here. Strange to be in a place actually that doesn't have any cell phone service, but the navigation on the Trovato just bailed us out. I was able to find the city we're going to at least and put the navigation on there. They got us turned around. I love this, don't you?
I do. Riding the back roads of Florida.
We are. We're way out in the middle of nowhere, literally. We'll show you a picture of the map of where we are right now, but we're definitely taking back roads all the way to this next campsite. It's like we're right in the middle of the state going right a little west but southwest, and it's the feeling of going out and doing Sunday driving on a Monday.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
With nowhere that you need to be, but somewhere that you want to be. Kind of a good feeling right now. Here's what it looks like out there right now. We're in the middle of another state forest, and it's a pretty little country drive. We're turning left, which is, I guess, not very consequential, but we are turning south, which helps us to make it to Key West. Every mile we go south, it's just one more mile. We're getting closer and closer. So we're in the middle of all these orange groves. It kind of made us hungry.
Yeah, had to go get some oranges.
Lynn's over there peeling some oranges. I'm not sure you can quite see her, but here she is. She's got pretty little oranges that we're going to eat right now as a snack. We're about 30 minutes away from our next destination. We're in the park and we have 4 bars horizon.
You're excited, aren't you?
One day was not too much fun. It was a busy day to not have any internet for sure.
You know, this is supposed to be one of the oldest parks in Florida.
It is.
Yeah.
What else do you know about this park?
That's it. There's lots of hiking trails. I do know that.
And raised platform hiking too, where they built
Boardwalks.
Boardwalks.
That's what they're called.
Oh, boardwalks. You're right. That is what they're called. Boardwalks. Well, they built boardwalks over all the little water areas.
Swamps. Maggie, are you excited?
Is she excited?
I think Maggie's excited. She hadn't quit looking out the window since.
There are a bunch of campsites here. 138 sites.
Wow.
And it's the oldest, and so there are a lot of, I think it's one of these ones where you share a service pole, so it's kind of one of the old-timey ones where we might end up pulling in, or
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
It looks nice. So far, so good.
Pulling in, we were surprised to see a Trovato in front of us. And when we looked closely, there was another one just across the road. There were 2 more when we took our walk. We had a wonderful time spending a lot of time with Gary and Susan and Ann and Marilyn as we all got to know each other while camping there at Highlands Hammock.
We hadn't even connected up the power and folks were already introducing us to our neighbor, a coach whip snake that lived in a tree right at our doorstep. It was going to be an interesting stay for sure.
What do they call that one?
That was the rat snake, I thought.
This the black one's a rat?
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did you see it?
Over there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go check, see if it's laying there now again.
Wow.
So, but you know, he's friendly.
Yeah, they said they were all friendly. Unless they're brightly colored, you don't need to worry.
Lynn didn't stick around to find out if it was a nice snake or not. We didn't even connect up the power. We just walked off and went for a hike with Maggie. Ran into some deer. That made up for the snake for sure.
And just like that, it was time to turn in for the night. Little did we know that tomorrow morning, friends that we had made at the RV Super Show in Tampa would show up with donuts. It was a really special thing for Art and Luann to do.
So, new friends we made with the Trovato at the RV show brought us donuts this morning. So we're having an impromptu get-together of all the Trovato owners that are in this Highlands Hammock State Park today. And here we all are.
We've learned that the Trovato family is really just a big family, helping each other do things like install a sign on the side of a van.
The unveiling of freedom.
Susan's van is named Freedom.
Awesome.
Very appropriate name for her van.
What do you think?
I love it.
The friendships we make while we're doing this, they're just as great as the things we get to see. So remember that boardwalk we talked about when we entered the park? Lynn and I hopped on the bikes, rode out to take a walk on this, and it was an awesome experience.
The Cyprus Swamp, a watery forest, was born from a slow-moving creek whose waters rise and fall year after year, flooding the shallow banks and then withdrawing. Here, brown waters reflect the tall trees, Spanish moss, and clouds in the skies. Alligators, birds, and snakes are often seen by those who look carefully and walk quietly. Cypress swamps of the south have played a role during the 1900s as a refuge, not only for alligators, but also for the ancient reptiles, the turtles. These areas provide excellent habitat for these creatures, as well as a variety of snakes and birds. And that black water created a canvas for Mother Nature to paint a reflection of a picture of the trees and the sky and everything we were seeing. It was as if we were seeing it twice. And we had to stop many times just to make sure we didn't step off the boardwalk.
Gotta clear your eyes, gotta walk on to the other side. Let a new song fill your mind, bring the braid to life. There's a wild world waiting on you.
Our first alligator in the wild on this trip, right beside of a big turtle.
There's a window in a wooden room full of yellow crashing morning bloom. It's a great call and it's pulling you. Oh, don't close your eyes. There's a wild world waiting.
I wonder why they didn't put rails on both sides.
I don't know. You're holding on though, aren't you? You're really holding on after we just saw that alligator. Yeah, you were thinking before, well, it's a swamp, it's just water.
I never thought that.
You didn't? There are boogers in these waters. Yeah, with teeth. I think we're about back to dry land, sweetheart. I'm reminded that every time we visit in nature, we're just visitors. We're just here in their domain and in their world. We're taking back a lot of memories today, a lot of video and photographs, and 2 smiles that are about as wide as an old couple can smile. This is something you should see, but do your best to leave it just as you found it, peaceful and perfect in a cypress swamp.
Highlands Hammock was one of 9 campgrounds that was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps between 1934 and 1941. At a time when our country was poor, Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed up 50,000 young men from really poverty-stricken families to earn $30 a month, which they sent $25 home, to plant trees and flowers and shrubs and build things like this campground. That's how this place got here. It's also why when you ride around like this, you'll notice that all the sites are really close together, that it's a really older style of, a campground. All in all, though, when you understand everything about it, the charm outweighs everything else. Lynn and I enjoyed our time at Highlands Hammock, and we recommend that you come anytime that you're in the area. Well, that wraps up Highlands Hammock for us. We had a great time. Most of all, we enjoyed getting to know all the folks that we met here, and we enjoyed seeing old friends. That's what's special in life, isn't it? We're off to the next part of our journey. We hope you'll continue to follow us as we trek around the state of Florida, learning new things everywhere we go. Thanks for being part of this journey.